This is Bad Bob, the shade tree mechanic. Today we're doing a dual horn system on a 2000 Toyota Corolla CE model. And today we're doing kind of a redneck version of a dual horn. And this will be applicable for year models 98 through 02. And if you're like me and you own one of those vehicles, you know it just has one horn, which is not very loud. So let's go over here to my workbench slash picnic table, and I'll show you some tools and material. So I've got a wire crimper stripping tool, and I've got a 10mm socket with a ratchet handle and a 10mm wrench. And over here I've got my materials. I've got some 18 gauge wire, some rapid repair tape, which this is a must-have to carry with you because you can repair hoses, wiring, whatever you need, and some wire nuts. I used a crimp type connector, but either one will work. So let's head on over here to the vehicle and I'll show you some other parts you'll need and another type connector. So you'll need a second horn and a connector. You'll need two of these, and I got these at Pull Apart, which is a salvage yard. And if you're like me and you have a Pull Apart near you, it's a really good resource. And here is the second connector, which goes to the main horn. And I made a splice here. So basically I spliced this pigtail, and I used this wire nut or crimp connector, flat type crimp connector, and crimped that onto about a 6-inch jumper or pigtail. And that goes to, this is your hot wire coming from the fuse. And as you can see, if you can see that, is the same type connector as this. So the other parts you'll need are two of these connectors, which you can get at a junkyard, because it goes to the horn. You just cut it off with a pigtail. You'll need two of these, a second horn, and here's where I got creative here. You'll need a 10mm bolt with a 10mm nut, and lock washer goes underneath. That's where the ratchet handle and wrench come in. And to explain this as far as the circuit goes, it's real simple. It's just a one wire circuit, and this is the original connector that goes to the one horn. And I basically just put that crimp connector on there, plugged it in, and I sealed it up with that rapid repair tape, which protects from heat and moisture. And so let's connectorize up the system here. Connectorize it all up. Connectorize, is that a real word? It is now, because I just made it up. You hear it snap in there. Push it in until it snaps. Now you can use crimp connectors to do this, but I opted to basically fabricate a wiring harness. And also, getting back to the circuit, you have a hot wire, and then your ground gets from the frame with this 12mm bolt. This is the existing horn. So where I got creative over here is the second horn. And as you can see, I just sort of bent it to angle it down so it's not like right up against the hood where you get good sound out of it. And that's where I'm getting my ground. And there's no other place on here to mount this horn, but this crosspiece has a hole. Now this is 12 millimeter. And here I just used a 10 millimeter through that hole and locked it down with a nut and a lock washer. And here is your end result. And much louder than a single horn. Now, to really get a good dual horn system, you want a high tone and a low tone horn. Basically what I did is I just added a second high tone horn. Got the horn at a junkyard, the 2 connectors, $10. Got less than $30 in this whole deal. And eventually I will add a third horn, a low tone horn, or replace that second high tone horn with a low tone horn and get that really beefy sound and sound like a diesel truck going down the road. So this is Bad Bob, the Shade Tree Mechanic. We'll catch you on the flip flop.